All right. Thank you for that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Feast of Dan. I'm, of course, Dan Smith, and tonight, in front of 200 people who I've paid to be here, Feast of Dan is the only movie game show that's actually more racist than Sex and the City 2. Hard to believe. Hard to believe we had better jokes than that as well. Tonight, 2 teams of 3 will go head-to-head to see who knows their Scorseses from their Spielbergs, their bone collectors from their boner collectors, and Matthew McConaughey's right pectoral from his left one, which is arguably the definition of a great movie critic. So we'll see how that goes. But before we meet our quizzees for this evening, allow me to introduce you to Mexico's fiercest rock exports. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Feast of Dan's house band for tonight, Los Dos. Welcome to Feast of Dan, of course, as I mentioned. 2 teams of 3 tonight will go head-to-head in a few rounds of movie trivia. Let's get into see who's going to be doing the answering. I'll be doing the questioning, the answering tonight. On team... Do we have a name yet? No. Team...
Hot Horse.
Team Hot Horse! Allow me to introduce you to their team captain. She, formerly of The Circle, and currently can be heard on the Oz Stereo Network from 6 till 7 every weeknight. Please welcome M. Rossiano. And what's your movie trivia like?
It's excellent, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as there's... Is there a lot of Sex in the City questions?
No, none.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Totally fine. It's fine, guys, it's fine, it's totally fine.
Joining M on the couch, you'll recognise his face from the back of the Herald Sun. It's the entertainment journo for the Herald Sun. And he's a Collingwood diehard supporter, so I'll not hear a bad word said about him. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Adams. Yay! Cameron, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Movie knowledge. I know you're entertainment, mainly TV.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, Cameron.
Did we stream?
Yeah.
And joining Cameron on the end of the couch doesn't mean anything about your personal life.
Just easily pushed off.
Yes, closest to the bar.
Yep.
Sean Lynch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
And going against Team Hot Horse tonight is Team...
The Shire.
Team The Shire. Team captain for Team The Shire. It's ironic, actually, that she's the team captain. Former editor of Vogue magazine, who actually has a book coming out, I believe 50 Shades of... 50 Shades of Vague. Ladies and gentlemen, the devil might wear Prada, but definitely doesn't look as good in it as Kirsty Clements. Joining Kirsty on the couch, sitting next to Kirsty, is a man who you recognise from around Melbourne, I'm sure. And up until recently, he can actually claim royalties for telling women to come on down. From The Price is Right, Brody Young.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's fun. It's the only time I get paid to come on down, which is good.
No.
-10.
And on the end of the couch, furthest away from the bar, local comedian and also project, I believe. Some project work.
Not yet, but thanks. Cool.
Not the TV show. You do projects.
I do, yeah.
Yes.
If they're a legal age.
Straight to the show reel for that one.
You're on the Nova.
Just all float.
Nath Belvo, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get the games going. First game we have tonight is a game which it's a pretty easy way to get into it. Just relies on your knowledge of films.
Go figure.
Good to go. The name of this game is called Dr. Strangelove or Someone Else.
Dr. Strangelove or Someone Else.
Thank you. Basically, I'm going to give Brody a character from a film. And Kirsty...
You're going to give me a character or something?
No, give Kirsty... Maybe once the show's wrapped. Kirsty and Nath will have to... Basically, will be in the scene of this movie, and with the clues that Kirsty and Nath give Brody, he'll have to guess which movie and which character he is. So I hope your acting skills are up to chops.
Right.
That's horrible.
So I'm not allowed to...
The name of the movie, the name of the character...
Totally good cheat.
Keep going. Is Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
We did that in an action.
Thank you. You can discan.
It's taking me back to therapy days. It's
And obviously, it goes without saying you cannot mention the name of the character or the film. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, everything else is up to you. Go for it.
How about I sit here and watch?
You can do that.
Could you maybe confer?
Yes. It's more. We're in a scene. We're in a scene of the movie. That'll work.
All right.
Like Dickie Nee. Just more annoying.
That's the only time I'll ever do that.
Damn it.
Ready when you are?
Yes, ready.
Action.
You are an extremely good-looking street prostitute.
Pretty woman. Like you were gonna act. That is not a scene from a movie. At no point is Richard Gere called Julia Roberts a prostitute. I would have gone with work it, girl. On you got to actually act a scene from the movie. Default. Minus a million.
Before you...
Is that what I had to do?
And you can play a prostitute better than anyone I know, lady.
Okay, I'll play a prostitute. Give me your pants.
No, the top.
I'm sorry, I'm a mother. I take over. Oh, shut up. I'm sorry.
A mother what?
Nothing.
Before you even said anything, I was just like, Richard Gere. It was beautiful. I loved it.
Because he looks so much like him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How much does that movie really paint a really romantic picture about street prostitution? Like all these girls I know and my mum and my sisters, they love that movie. It's about a street prostitute who gets paid to fuck guys in alleyways and in trucks and stuff. And it's this like romantic movie that all these girls bang on about. I'm sorry.
Why did you mention your mum? Why did you mention your mum and your
sorry, I
sister then?
shouldn't.
That's really weird.
This is not a type 5 at one of your gigs. Shut up.
Yes, it was. Yeah, Pretty Woman. Congratulations, I guess. Good game's a quick game. Quick game's a good game. Moving on, I'll have to borrow the cans, Kirsty. Sorry, the headphones. Come on! Vogue. Cameron.
Me?
Yes. Can up, boy.
Yeah, you're the brain of this.
You got to rock backwards and
You
forwards.
got to rock backwards and forwards and talk to yourself while I give the audience and your fellow contestants. It's actually more so the name of the character, but you can also, again, go from the movie. It's all the same thing. Cameron, can you start? Yeah. The character is Dirk Diggler.
Do you want to play that?
No, I think you should. I mean, mine is probably bigger than yours.
Okay, Cameron, we're ready for you now. Thank you. Yeah.
No,
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
Do you really need me to do anything? I'll just act shocked when you whip it out.
As she normally would.
Okay. But I feel like I should be like, should I be like one of your bitches? Like,
No, really.
You've got to be.
I think the other way around.
You've got to be acting.
Yeah, that's.
that way.
That's.
Oh my God! It's so big.
Thank you.
How will I ever fit it all in my mouth?
Titanic? Yeah. And the
Yeah,
character-
and what's
yes,
the character's name?
is-
Oh
Yes.
yeah! Now that's bitches. Yeah. Oh yeah.
1-1, I guess. Yeah, I guess that can be a thing.
You
Draw?
really know
Why
your
not?
dicks.
Was that Hicks?
Well, you were up there. This next game is called Weekend at David and Margaret's.
Get ready, get ready.
At the David and Margaret's weekend. At the David and Margaret's. Which one's Bernie?
Thank you, Los Dos. Weekend at David and Margaret's is called that because each team has to guess the name of a film based on a movie review from David and Margaret, as read by my mother.
Oh yay!
All right, now,
The bitchy hips.
yes, you've met Los Dos. You'll be using that microphone right there. So Team Hot Whores will be the first up to guess the name of the film. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. So I just read this, Daniel.
Yep.
Okay.
Daniel. Whoa.
You're in trouble.
Daniel. Sorry, Dan.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Don't worry about it, Daniel.
Look at you in your suit, you cutie. On the
Go
stage.
his little show.
Can someone give me a
Come on,
drink?
let Mum go. Come on, Mum.
Sorry, mate. Okay.
It's fine.
At the sentimental conclusion, the moral is, have you explained this segment?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I just did. Where were you?
Stop fighting, Mum and Dad!
You know what they have to do?
Yes,
they know.
yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Just step a bit closer to the mic. If you don't.
Sorry.
That's right.
At the sentimental conclusion, the moral is, you guessed it, there's no place like home.
Wizard of Oz.
Give me a break. Shame on you, Rob Reiner. You once made gems like Stand By Me and When Harry Met Sally. And now you come up with this dross? Margaret. He's been a bit soft for years. Come on, Rob Reiner. David. Yeah, that's true. Margaret. But you see, I'm a little bit more generous because they were jumping out of that plane. I totally identify with them. So they are two star performers. And I know the material is David. Really coasting. Coasting, though. Margaret. I know. But there is,
Can you do it in Margaret's voice?
Jack Nicholson's
Jack Nicholson. She said Jack Nicholson.
got something that I find pleasure in. David. Not in this film, surely. Margaret. Yeah. Even in this dross. David. Really? Margaret. I must say, I know it's a little bit shameful to admit that I enjoyed parts of it. David. So this is a guilty pleasure for you.
I feel like it's...
Margaret. It's not that much of a guilty pleasure. It's only 2.5 stars worth of guilty pleasure. David. Well, I'm going to give it a magnificent 1.
You have one guess, and then I throw it to
So
these
I
guys.
just got really relaxed because it sounded like she was reading us a bedtime story.
I know.
Feels right.
I don't know.
Guess it.
I'm guessing.
I've got nothing. Is it something's got to give? Is it something's got to give?
I don't think that
I
is it.
don't think so.
I can't think of a small.
Not Team the Shire. It's not something's got to give.
I might be wrong. Is it the bucket list?
It is the bucket list. Number dos. Go for it.
David.
Dan.
Margaret,
Oh.
am I right? Margaret. David, you are so right. I reckon the maximum age for enjoyment of this film is about 6 years. And I think it starts with a joke which is the Morgan Freeman voiceover joke. I actually quite like that. And that's what... David. I'm so sick of Morgan Freeman voiceovers though. Margaret. Well, that's the point. David. Yeah, I know. Margaret. But I just found the potty humour, the penis humour, so juvenile and unwitting, actually. There's just not an ounce of wit in this film.
Yeah, is it the Love Guru?
It's the Love Guru.
Shit, we knew that. All right. Give it to us, Mumsy. Let's do it.
Oh, calm down.
I was very excited.
Just read them a review. Yes, number 3 for Team Hot Whores, please. Sharon.
But what the hell? I wallowed in every minute of it. David? I didn't, but I think maybe this is... Margaret. Why didn't I know that you were not going to enjoy it? David. Well, I think maybe this is a sex thing. I assumed from what I'd heard about it that this was going to be sharp and witty and tart and all those things, and it isn't at all. The first thing that struck me is how witless most of the dialogue was, and the second thing that struck me is how badly acted most of it is.
Oh, no, now I'm doubting myself.
Because
Oh.
you said earlier there would be no
No Sex in
questions
the
on
City. You said that.
that. Unless you lied.
Unless I
Does he
lied.
get in trouble if he was lying? No.
No, I don't. So is that your answer?
Just give us a minute, please, Daniel. Look, I just feel like you're leading me into the lines, Daniel. Like, I want to say Sex in the City, but it's like I'm wrong. Sex in the City.
Sex in the City. Jesus.
Go with the heart. Have a doubt yourself.
Thank God. All right, Team the Shire. Mum, go for
Okay.
it.
And the stunt driving is impressive, even if it's used to depressingly moronic ends, Margaret. Margaret, here, David. You're absolutely right. I mean, I couldn't believe this film. It is moronic and it's so uncharming. It's not funny. Burt Reynolds is embarrassing. That outtake at the end is tragic. What has he done to himself?
Team The Shire.
We're going to go with Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard it is! Mum.
Okay.
Team Hot Horse.
But thanks to his excellent cast and a very light touch, Benton makes these tangled relationships both real and touching. Margaret. Yes, there's a sweetness in this, and I must admit that I find Greg Kinnear increasingly engaging on screen.
Team Hot Horse.
Is this a film that you like a little bit?
No.
Then it's definitely the one we're thinking.
Does it start with Feast?
Yes.
Does it end with Of Love?
Yes. Feast of Love.
Feast of Love.
You know, I've actually seen that movie. I think you and me are the only people that have ever seen that movie.
Yeah, ever.
Ever.
Yeah, I've seen it enough
Guys,
for
you get
everybody
to
in this
see-
room.
For any creeps out there, you get to see Rada Mitchell's boobies.
And Bush.
What a creep.
Sorry, Mum.
So,
Can you say Bush in front of your mum? Like that?
No, she's into landscape gardening.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Feast of Love. Of course, it was Feast of Love. And the last one, Sharon.
Okay. Call me a grouch, but
Okay.
I found
Sorry.
I found myself on side with Harrison Ford, who, when stalked for an interview, tells him exactly where to go. Margaret, you're a grouch. David, I am, I know. Margaret, you are. David, there are moments in this that are simply hilarious. David, are there? Margaret, I don't think it's maintained throughout the film, but I think there are very clever bits in this. I suspected some situations were set-ups and I found them not so funny, but it's very hard to know.
I can't remember if it's the first or the second one, but I think it's the second one. I think it's Bruno.
To go ahead by 1 point for the first round of Feast of Dan, it's Bruno!
Well played.
Thank you, Mum. Thank you, Mum. Good work. That
Thank you,
concludes the
Daniel.
first-
Well
yes,
done, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That concludes the first segment of Feast of Dan. Thank you, Mum. Thank you, teams. It is currently the Shire 5, Team Hot Horse 4. We'll be right back after this break for more Feast of Dan. Lost Us, take it away.